Hello, today is Friday, October 24th, 2025. Today was the multiple blessed day because today was my monthly payday, and also it was my company's picnic day. So I got paid well with a bonus, no problem. Next month, I will get the my last bonus for this year, and also no problem. I got paid well, but back in the America, many government workers on the furlough, they haven't got paid well except the police, the FBI, and the military. So that's terrible. I feel solace in it that I still got paid by my company, KT, the number one carrier in Korea, and a beautiful, nice company with a lot of nice people like myself. So it's a super exciting place. And also today, my company's picnic day. I went to the restaurant with my colleagues. It was a super duper restaurant with a very fat uh, uh, beef ribs, and it was amazingly delicious. American ribeye, other steaks, man, they are pushed to the next table in Korea. Uh, you gotta try this. If you ever come to Seoul, look for Mongtan restaurant near Samgakji Station, near the former U.S. military place. It's a nice place to hang around. It's quite near to the Korean presidential palace too, which will be moved back to the Blue House maybe next year. But still, it's just across from the War Memorial, which is also just in front of the U.S. military base, which should be returned to Korea sooner or later, or they will face the consequences uh, by Korean company. This article is from U.S. Army NCOs past and present. I was the NCO in the Army in Korea, and also I got trained as the U.S. NCO at the Camp Stanley. I think it was a Camp Stanley in Korea, right? I went to the NCO Academy PLDC course back in 1989 as a corporal soldier of the Korean Katusa Corps. I joined the NCO Academy, Whiteman Academy, I think, and I was in the top 10 soldiers. This article is from LG Carmen. Ever lost something important at work? Colin Powell once lost his gun. One of the first books I ever read before joining the Air Force was Colin Powell's My American Journey. There's a story in it that stuck with me, partly because it's witty and partly because it's a pure leadership gold, right? Leadership gem, pure leadership gold. That's a cliche, right? It's pure leadership gold, right? It's pure leadership gold. It's pure leadership gold. A young lieutenant, Colin Powell, loses his .45 pistol while stationed in Germany. If you've ever lost your CAC wallet or heaven forbid your issued gear, you know this is a DEFCON 1 level bad, right? This is a DEFCON 1 level bad. Heaven forbid. That's another cliche, right? Heaven forbid, heaven forbid, heaven forbid, heaven forbid. Instead of hiding it, he calls his commander and admits it. Later, his captain hands him the weapon and says some kids found it in the village and even fired a shot. Powell nearly faints. Then the captain cracks a smile and says he made the story up. The pistol had just fallen out in Powell's tent. No paperwork, no public shaming, just a hard lesson delivered with a wink. No paperwork, no public shaming, right? No paperwork, no public shaming, no paperwork, no public shaming. I'm President Trump, right? I'm trying to impersonate Trump, voice actor. I just couldn't do it, right? But I wish to do it. I want to be a Korean Trump versus the Chinese Trump in Chongqing, right? No public shaming, just a hard lesson delivered with a wink. That's all good cliche sentences. No paperwork, no public shaming, just a hard lesson delivered with a wink. His commander could have crushed him, but instead he chose mentorship over mayhem, teaching him that real leaders correct without humiliation. I think about that a lot, especially today. We talk about accountability, but it's paramount that leaders create an environment where people are willing to admit mistakes, not one where they are terrified over the top retaliation. Terrified of over the top retaliation, right? Over the top retaliation. After all, if your troops are more afraid of you than the enemy, you are doing it wrong. I liked him, right? Maybe he's now 90 years old. Well, he passed away. He was a good guy. He got famous during the Desert Storm, or I don't know, Desert Reprisal or something like that. He has something to do with Desert Storm, I think. Colin Powell. Later, he became the Secretary of State, right? Yeah, and he was a good guy. And he was also stationed in Korea, right? I was a Katusha soldier, and he admits that Katusha soldiers are very good, efficient, performing soldiers, right? One time I thought about joining the U.S. Army back in 1989 when I was still with the U.S. Army as a Katusha soldier. Looking back, probably, I don't know if I did that. Personally, I fared well, and I maybe became a U.S. citizen now. But war, right? 1 year later, right? As soon as when I retired from the Katusha Corps at the 516th Personnel Service Company at Camp Henry, Korea, the war broke out between the U.S. and Iraq, right? Iraq invaded Kuwait, right? They didn't give up, so the U.S. Army beat the Iraqi shit out of it, right? So if I joined the army, probably I was sent to the Iraq to fight the Iraqis. Then maybe later, Noriega's thing, then the Afghanistan, and many other difficult places. So probably I was a goner. Probably I was killed in action. So all in all, I think that working for KT instead was a good choice. But back at the deep in my mind, I feel like I should have become a U.S. citizen somehow, like going to the U.S. university and graduating from it, and getting a job with a U.S. company and become a naturalized citizen and so on. But it never occurred. What I'm talking about. Anyway, Colin Powell was a good guy, but as with other daily English reading, English daily reading. On my part, I would like to go over what I try to memorize. No paperwork, no public shaming, and other cliches, right? It's a pure gem, pure leadership gold. It's pure leadership gold. No public shaming. It's just a hard lesson delivered with a wink. It's just a hard lesson delivered with a link. So this guy joined the Air Force, but he read this book, right? My American Journey, Colin Powell. Probably he's dead. I don't know. I feel sad. Hey, Colin Powell, if you listen to my daily reading, let's meet up and shake hands and talk about your philosophy and the contribution of Katusa soldiers. I don't know. You invite me over. I have enough money, but you invite me over and I will pay for all the expenses on my part, right? We will sit down at a Moncton restaurant near Camp Coiner. I'll buy you dinner, right? And we will enjoy most delicious Korean beef ribs. I guarantee you. If you don't like it, hey, what the heck? I will pay for it anyway. So let's go back and see what I try to remember, right? Heaven forbid, right? Jesus Christ, Jesus H. Christ, or heaven forbid, heaven forbid, heaven forbid, heaven forbid, heaven forbid, heaven forbid, heaven forbid. No paperwork, no public shaming, just a hard lesson delivered with a wink. Well, that's it. Thanks for listening to my daily English reading to practice English, right? I like America. I'd like to have a job there for a year or something, legitimate job. I don't know. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.